They had about like 40 people there. A whole nother party the second day. The audacity, okay? Hello beautiful people, it's your girl Shy-Bivia and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new to my channel, be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell as well. That way whenever I post a new video, you guys will be the first to know. And just in case you are new to my channel, on this channel I post about life tips as well as business tips, okay? And lately I've been sharing about my short-term rental journey, or Airbnb slash whichever you want to call it. I'm sharing tips and tricks, okay, how you can grow your short-term rental business today. All right, so if that's you, if you're looking to get into that, or you just want more inspiration or more tips in this space, be sure to subscribe and stick around. But without any further ado, you guys, today I'm gonna be sharing with you guys how we had to kick out a guest, okay? And these things happen with any short-term rental, even with, you know, as a regular landlord, you may have to kick out a tenant because they don't want to pay or something like that. So it happens. It's life. It's real life, okay? You have crazy people, you have those kind of people out there. But I'm just gonna be telling you guys a story how we had to kick out one of our guests, okay? So first things first, the person booked, right? So they booked it as, you know, they had one guest that was gonna stay there and all of that. Fine, right? With one of our listings, with that particular listing, if you have up to 4 guests, you know, it's fine. That's spending the night, it's fine. There's like no extra charge or anything like that, right? But anyway, if they had that, they had only one guest staying there. Okay, fine. The next day, so we have so this is the importance, okay? This is why it is important to have like some type of security camera on your listing. You need to know what's going on. You need to know if your guests checked in, if they checked out. You need to know, okay? You just need to know what's happening, you know, if there's anything crazy that's happening with your listing. I suggest something like the Ring doorbell camera. It's pretty good. You get notifications when somebody rings the buzzer, like live view on all of that. You can, you know, talk to the other person, even if you're in a whole nother country. You can have live conversations, you know, with people. So I strongly recommend the Ring doorbell camera, or feel free to use like any other camera. Anyway, back to the story. So on the Ring doorbell camera, we noticed that like people were coming in and like a whole bunch of other people, and we're like, what is going on? It turns out that they were having a party, okay? They were having a whole party. This guy walked in with his speaker box and everything, a full-blown party, okay? They had about like 40 people there. They had their vehicles blocking, like, you know, my neighbors and stuff like that, and my neighbor was like complaining and all of that. And it was just crazy. So we messaged the guest, we reached out to her, she didn't respond. We tried calling her several times, she did not respond, okay? And it appeared as if we have a no smoking policy. It also appeared as if people were smoking inside. We could see it on the camera. You know, some guy came out, he was smoking, and then he walked back in with a cigarette, you know? So people were smoking, and it was just crazy, okay? I think my neighbor called me as well. And now the next day, we gave her until the next day. The next day we tried reaching out, she still didn't reach out. It looked like she went away, she did some kind of shopping as if she was gonna throw a whole nother party the second day. The audacity, okay? So we saw that and we're like, no, absolutely not. So what we did was, initially she booked for 3 nights. 3 nights, yeah. This was the second night. We were like, absolutely not. We went there. Now, because we don't know the situation that we're getting into, I was like, I'm not going there, you know, by myself. It was my husband and I. And we're like, we're not going there by ourselves. It looks like, it appears to be that a couple people are there, and I'm not trying to have any altercation or anything like that without like any kind of law enforcement. So we called the cops, and, you know, we waited for them and everything, and I went up to the house. And when I went up to the house, they had people there. They were in the kitchen grilling chicken, doing all of this stuff, food. The place smelled like cigarettes. Some guy was on the couch, it was just like, I was like, wow. So it went from one guest, okay, to this whole party, you know, 2-night party, okay? I'm like, no, it doesn't work like that. Like, you didn't pay for this. You know, if you want to have an event, you pay for an event space, party space. You can't have 40 people at somebody's place, you know, disrespecting their place like that, smoking and all of that. It was just a disrespect, you know, and just the fact that they were sneaky about it. So it made me really upset. So anyway, back to the story. I don't want to lose track because I tend to do that. Yeah, I really do think that I have ADHD. I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm gonna have that checked out too, by the way, to see if I really do have ADHD, because I do hear that you can actually be diagnosed with it as an adult. And I strongly believe, based on how my mind works and me not being able to focus on one thing at a time, I do think that I do have it. My husband tells me all the time that he really does think that I have ADHD. But back to what I was saying. So we went there, right? And we were like, I went there with a cop. I think 2 cops showed up. I knocked, you know, we opened the door. I was like, hey, this is the conversation that I had, okay? I was like, hey, you know, we tried contacting you, ringing you, but you didn't respond. You know, I told them that we noticed that they had a party. It was so loud too, because we could hear the music on the Ring door camera. It was so loud, okay? And they were just like at a standstill, like they were like so shocked and whatever. And I was like, look, we're cool people. We're not saying that you can't have, you know, we have a nice backyard patio set up, you know, grill and everything. We're not saying that you can't have a couple people over to grill, enjoy the fireplace, whatever. We're not saying that, you know. But the fact is, you had 40 people. You had 40 people here, a full-blown party, okay? Loud music, smoking, just a disrespect, okay? And, you know, to lie about it. She didn't even message us to say, hey, because you have guests that would do that. You know, they'll be like, hey, we have a couple people coming over. Is that okay? You know, fine, you know, but to be sneaky about it, that's absolutely unacceptable. So, you know, I told her, I was like, we're cool people. We don't mind all of that. But just the fact that you guys went behind my back, it was just disrespectful. We're not going to tolerate that. And we're going to ask you to leave. And you have an hour to pack your stuff up and leave. And I, you know, said it just like that. I don't remember what they said. They were saying something, but they weren't really confrontational about it. I feel like they knew they were wrong, so they didn't really have much to say. And they were just like, okay, they packed their stuff up. And within like 20 minutes or so, they were out of there, okay? They had another night. They paid for another night. They didn't leave us a review, which I didn't care. I didn't want them to leave me a review anyway. They didn't leave me a review. They didn't file a complaint. They didn't do anything because, like I said, they were in the wrong. They knew they were in the wrong, so there was nothing that they could do, okay? So they basically had a night wasted, and serves them right, you know, that's their problem. So we had to deal with that. But I share this story to say that, you know, life happens, you know, things like this happen. So you kind of have to try your best to vet out your guests as much as possible. Have a conversation with them, you know, what brings them in, you know, to town, stuff like that. Definitely have a camera, okay? Do not play games with that. Have a camera so that you can have proof of anything. And when I say camera, I mean like, you know, outside. I don't believe that with these listings you can have like a camera inside for privacy reasons anyway, but it covers your butt, okay? If something happens, you have proof. You have date and time stamped proof, okay? So yeah, definitely have security camera in your listing. But yeah, that was my so far horror story, okay, with Airbnb thus far. It's not all peaches and cream and all of that, and we've had like dozens of guests, and that's just the one really bad experience that we've had. I mean, we've had one where the guest kind of like lied about something. She broke our chair and had like a little get together party, and then lied that she had to clean up, which is a lie because we have an excellent cleaning crew, and we get pictures before and after every single cleaning and everything, like videos as a matter of fact, and pictures. So that was a whole lie, and people tend to do that because I don't know, they just want to file a claim because they want money back or whatever, or you know, just for whatever, for their own benefit, okay? So you just have to be careful. Try your best to vet out your guests. One thing that we try to do We don't have any automated bookings. We don't allow our guests to book automatically. Well, we do, only under a certain condition. Only if they have reviews already, like 5-star reviews. If they have their identity verified, their phone number, their email address, all verified, then those people can automatically book without us manually approving it. Okay, all the other guests that book, they have to request to book. They don't have all those things, they cannot book with us. Okay, and if they try to book without having their identity verified, phone number, email, all of that, we go back and we let them know, hey, before we can approve this listing or your reservation, we require you to go back and verify all of those things through the platform before we can approve your listing. So I strongly suggest doing that. Okay, so that's my tip for the day, you guys. Definitely get a security camera and try your best to vet out your guests, who is staying, why they're in the area, stuff like that. Make sure their identity is verified, all of that good stuff before you approve a reservation. Okay, so that's my tip for you guys, and that is my horror story so far. But anyway, you guys, if you want more videos in regards to this topic, short-term rental, Airbnb, that space, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell as well, so that way whenever I post a new video, you guys will be the first to know. Again, it's your girl Shy-Bivia. It was an absolute pleasure. Let's grow those businesses together, and I'll see you guys later. Be blessed. Bye.